Hello everyone, welcome back to our stream. Sorry about the little delay there. I don't have a good excuse this time. I just wasn't ready to go on. It wasn't there was no good excuse. There was no good reason. It was not me making food or anything of the sort. It was literally me just being like, I don't know that I'm ready to like jump online right fucking now. Is that a shitty excuse? Absolutely. Is it the excuse that I have? Yes. So there we are. That's what we got. Why is this being so much of a butt lately? This little doohickey has been so annoying. Here we go. It's a good thing that I don't have to charge you very often, because if I did, it would be a problem. I have to like clean this whole fucking desk though. And I have to fix my camera because it's doing things. Come on, snap in. There we go. Might have already fixed it without even knowing about it. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Everyone's doing okay. I'm doing all right myself, personally. I think. I mean, I've been rewatching Ugly Betty. Because I love that show. You know, I don't have a good reason. People talk about their comfort shows or their comfort movies and stuff like that, and like Ugly Betty is my comfort show for sure. It's like easily my top comfort show. And the fact that it inspired my I have a friend's wedding coming up, and like these two friends of mine, they are queer as hell. So this is going to be like queer as hell. They're getting married in a cultural arts center. Like it's going to be gay as fuck. And so I'm like, I need to turn out. Also, I think this is just like centered on me. Okay. Like I need to turn this out. Like I need to be like ready to turn the look and be ready. Like I can't outdo them because that would be awful to outdo like the two getting married, but like I need to be ready. And one of the characters in Ugly Betty, Claire Mead, has like this crazy style evolution from like the first two seasons to season 3 and 4, and like I guess I just like mashed up two of her outfits into like I literally spent like 30 minutes yesterday scrubbing through a bunch of Ugly Betty episodes to try and find this one outfit that I was like incredibly sure she had worn. And in reality, I gaslit myself basically. She never wore it, and I cannot find any evidence that this outfit that is in my head is one that she actually wore. Which is great because like I have this outfit in my head, and I'm like, well, I'm glad that you like came up with this completely originally, and you kind of just mashed up a bunch of outfits that she wears together. But like, also, wow, okay, way to completely gaslight yourself. And it might be the second time I've done that this week, because apparently I did it again today. I saw that my roommate had made croissants, like the Pillsbury roll up croissants or whatever, and first like got a little like defensive because I'm like, wait a minute, I bought croissants earlier this week and I was going to make them for breakfast. I like either this week or next, and obviously I didn't get to it this week, so it's going to be for next week. Did she make my croissants? Like, what the hell? And then I go talk to her, and she's like, no, I bought croissants because I saw your croissants in there, and I, in the fridge, and I wanted to have some. And I'm like, but there are no more croissants in the fridge. So what happened to them? And like even her husband even is like, I remember picking up the croissants out of the bag that you went shopping earlier this week and putting in the fridge. And I'm like, I thought I remembered buying croissants. And so now I'm pretty sure I just gaslit myself into like believing I bought croissants this week. I don't know how that happened, but I mean, I remember going to that section. I remember picking up the croissants, and I do not remember if I then put them in my basket and walked away to go check out, or whether I put them back. That's what I don't remember. And I have stuff that I ended up buying for breakfast this week, and that's why I'm like, wait a minute, did I just make this up in my head? Did I actually buy the muffins and say this is what I'm doing for breakfast, and just like made up in my head that I had fucking croissants? Like, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, that's right. She bought them because she saw them in the fridge, and I'm like, okay, so wait, you saw them in the fridge. I feel like I bought them, but we can't find them. and you didn't use mine, so what happened to the croissants? We literally cannot find them. So like I'm convinced now that like we full Mandela effect, like just fully created a thing in our fridge that did not exist. In the same way that I created this outfit, this outfit inspiration. Not even the outfit itself. I literally have this like mind's eye picture that she was wearing like this red blouse, these black palazzo pants, like huge bow on the side that was part of the blouse, same fabric and everything. And I was like, I want to emulate that. And like, I cannot find that outfit. I can find something where she was wearing palazzo pants, but she was wearing like a lower cut blouse that was white and like a big chunky necklace because it was the late thousands. So but yeah, I'm channeling like the late thousands / Victorian era. It's great. It's gonna be great. And I look amazing. I'm really excited about this outfit. I'm not gonna lie, I look amazing. So, but yeah, that's how my day and my week is going. Well, a little confusing. Had a little fun thing at work today that was interesting. I guess the person who kind of oversees the library is in a department with the IT department and the recording and performance technical services department. I'm not really sure why the library is lumped in there, but it's actually not that bad of a deal. And so the person who oversees all of that is the chief information officer. And we had a meeting with her and the rest of the other 2 departments today. I guess this is a thing that happens every 2 months. I had it on my calendar. I was told by someone that it was happening and given a bunch of dates going forward. And I set it for 11 o'clock and all the other ones were 11 o'clock. So I was like, it's 11 o'clock meeting. And then, around 10:30, one of my coworkers knocks on my door and I'm like, oh, come on in. And she's like, are you going to join the meeting? And I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, first of all, I thought this was an in-person meeting and I thought it was at 10:30, not 11 o'clock. And she's like, no, it's a Zoom meeting and we're waiting on you. And I'm like, I never received a Zoom link. I got nothing for you. Like, I thought this was a meeting we're having in person somewhere and I was just going to follow all of you. And I thought it was in half an hour, not right now. So I ended up joining very late and I was very much, this was like the first time some of these people had ever met me as well. So I was like, cool, this is going to be like a great introduction. Like, hi, I'm the very responsible and definitely should be here person that just started a new job. And I'm late for my first meeting by like 10 minutes. Awesome. But I know that I'm in a good place because that CIO stepped in, was like, I am so sorry I didn't send you a link. Everyone, this is Patrick. Like, introduced me and everything like that. Just named myself on camera. Nice job. Trying not to do that. Really bad because these go up in the internet. These go up in the fucking internet. God damn it. But anyway, yeah. So she covered for me and I was like, well, she says I'm good, then I'm good. That's good enough for me. We're good. We're good. It's fine. So yeah, that was my day. Tomorrow is an interesting sort of moment. I am going to a meeting, not a meeting, a presentation of the financial future of the college. It's very interesting. The messaging around this is very odd. Like, I keep getting the vibe from the messages that this is a very serious thing that we need to talk about. Like, we got to talk about the money. But then on the other side, when I'm actually talking to people, they're kind of making it seem like the seriousness of it is because this is new. Like, this is transparency, and that's a big serious thing. That, like, this is a kind of transparency that the college hasn't really been able to deal with before. So, like, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, it was every few months. That's something that I didn't have at the last place I worked at all. We got a letter every year on the financial state of the university, and it never revealed anything. It was very opaque the whole time. I don't know. I'm very much expecting at this point to like go in and have the tone of it be very like, this is serious, everybody. We're in good shape. Just be like, okay. I am getting the impression at this point that I no longer just work in a department of but work for an entire school where everyone on staff is a drama queen, which, given the artistic focus and the penchant for artists to have that passion for the drama, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So I'll get used to that. I think I'll get used to that. Yeah, it's probably going to be a big nothing burger for the most part, and it's going to be like, we got to be careful, but we're in pretty good shape, and our endowment is smaller than other schools of our, other similar schools, which every single institution says the same thing. Like, the last university I was at doubled and almost tripled the endowment since I began in 2016. In the 6 years that I was there, in the 4 years that I was there, they doubled the endowment, and then all 6 years they almost tripled it. So, like, tons of money, mind you, tons of money. And even then, they were coming back and being like, we've had great growth and we're in a very good position, but we're still behind our peers. And I'm like, okay, well, are our peers like Harvard? Because Harvard has more money than God. Like, do not compare yourself to a school that has an endowment that is larger than most countries' GDPs. It's not that hard. Don't do that. Like, it is hundreds of years old and has so much money it's not even funny. Like, they don't compare. Don't compare. So, oh yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, we're gonna see what ends up actually happening. I don't know. Like, I don't know. The alternative, I suppose, might be that I just go in and they'll be like, yeah, we're not in good shape. And I'll be like, cool, so I joined a sinking ship? Like, what is this? Is this going to make me depressed for the whole weekend? Like, I don't need that in my life. I just don't. I just don't. So yeah. That'll be fun. I have to get up early to go to that, though, because it's at 9 o'clock. So, like, get up early. Ugh. But the nice thing is I get up early, I get there early, I leave early. And on a Friday, that is appreciated. Appreciated. So, anyway. I don't really know that I have anything else to add to this. I mean, I know I've mentioned it on the last stream. I'm going to say it again, but like, so I've been uploading a lot of my old streams up on YouTube. My pace has slowed down quite a bit. I'm not as voraciously attacking this, mostly because it is very, very dull and like slow work. Because you have to do a lot of waiting. It is very hurry up and wait, like, and I'm just copying and pasting descriptions. I'm not trying to come up with anything too particularly clever besides like a single sentence to say, like, a little inside joke or something, I am like getting to the point where I am so ready to be done with Dragon Age Inquisition because I want to get back to games like these. Like, I want to get back to shorter games. God damn it. Like, damn, I've been doing these big, long things for such a long time that I almost forgot what it felt like to play a game that not only will I, like, would I love to go back to a shorter game where I can finish a single game in, like, 2 to 3 streams instead of 50, right? But I'm also looking forward to getting back to games that I've never played before. Like, I want to play games that I can honestly react to instead of being like showing you the cool stuff that I know. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still fun both ways, but like I'm getting a little tired of the first one, of the stuff that we've been doing. Only because it's like showing a lot of people your favorite movies over and over again. And after a while, you're like, I've been explaining so much about the background and like all this other stuff about this that I am just like ready. I'm I am ready to not be doing this. Like, let me just look at this. Dragon Age Inquisition, the first time that I have a thing posted on Facebook, because I've cross-posted pretty much every single one, was in June. So we've been playing this since late June. I'll count it from August, but like, it's June, August, September. At least 3 months we've been playing the same game. And that's just Dragon Age Inquisition, right? Because then if we go back and talk about when we started Dragon Age as a whole, we've been playing it since December of 2021. The first time I streamed Dragon Age Origins was December 21st, 2021. Now, I will admit, I had a period where I took a lot of time off. I had surgery, so I had to take time off. But, like, I look back on these other ones and, like, Mass Effect. Mass Effect, I started in May of 2021, and I finished in September of 2021. So May, June, July, August, September, 5 months spent on Mass Effect. 5 months solid. And then jumped into Psychonauts, where I spent from September 2021 to October 2021. So 2 months on Psychonauts. And those were relatively shorter games. Like, what the fuck? You go back a little further, things like Disco Elysium, don't get me wrong, that was great. But like Call of the Sea, 1 week. Sherlock Holmes, The Awakened, 1 week. Also, I fucking hated that. Like Outer Wilds, 2 weeks, and it broke my brain. Like Return of the Obra Dinn, one of my absolute favorite game experiences of the last decade of my life, a week. Detective Grimoire and Tangle Tower, both a week and a half. Like, I want to go back to some of these fun things. They were fun. They were great. Like, even, I don't know. Again, I am not bashing what we are currently doing, and I'm not saying that Dragon Age is bad by any means. It's just getting to the point where I'm like, I have done so many really big, expansive RPG games that I am so very ready to rein it in and do some shorter things where we can have different content throughout a month, at least a single month where we will do something different. Maybe like cap it at a month, have like a month of something. And actually, maybe that will be the way we go forward with big games like this. Like maybe, maybe the way forward is to like play, I'm going to use Dragon Age as an example, but like play Dragon Age for a month. And then when that month is up, we say we're taking a break and we play something else for like a week. And then we go back, like, or maybe it's like a 1 in 3, kind of thing. 1 week, do something else. 3 weeks, Dragon Age. 1 week, do something else. 3 weeks, Dragon Age, kind of deal. Like, maybe that's the way to move forward. I'm not sure. Because, like, I want, especially because we played some Tomb Raider, and I tried to break up the Dragon Age games with Tomb Raider, and it kind of worked. I would love to show you all the new Tomb Raider series, and I would also love to play them again, honestly. Especially that the last time I played them, I did not have a 4K monitor, and I was rocking a very much underpowered GPU compared to right now. So I'd love to play them in like 4K, super crazy, everything settings, and stream it as well. It might destroy my card, but I would love to try. So, but I know that those games are going to be big behemoths. They're going to be like Dragon Age. Maybe not as bad as Dragon Age is when it comes to like the amount of side quests there are and how long you spend playing the game. I mean, I think, let me just like double check. How Long to Beat is a good site. So like if I check How Long to Beat and I say Dragon Age Inquisition. Dragon Age Inquisition, let's just say Game of the Year edition, that's fine, because that's, all the DLC, and we're going to do all the DLC. Main story is 56 hours, main and extra is 98 hours, completionist is 151 hours, and we're probably close to that 151 is what we're going to end up with, because I'm basically doing a completionist run. Compare that to Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the latest. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, if you do a completionist run, is 43 hours. with all the DLC. 43 hours versus 151. It's literally less than a third. So it will not be nearly as bad. But, you know, compare that to like a Nancy Drew game, where a Nancy Drew game takes like 6 to 8 hours. You know, when I'm going through some of these older videos too, I was running into issues where I ran out of game in the middle of a stream and then just like had to play something else. And so I just started playing the next game. It actually made it kind of annoying and difficult because I like I don't really have great access to video editing tools at the moment because, to be honest, I was using the stuff that came from work in the last place, and they don't give me those tools in the new place, which is fair. Smaller institution, less money, less, you know, access to massive software packages that a lot of people can use. I can just be tacked on. I need to make a much better justification for that. To be fair, I do have a little bit of a justification for one of them, but I'm not gonna push it until it's time to make that happen. And I'm certainly not gonna try to have it on my personal computer in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, I don't really have access to great video editing tools, so what I ended up doing was just uploading the video to YouTube twice and then labeling it as the two different games. So one would be like, you know, Deception Island, and then the other one would be like Secret of Shadow Ranch. And they were the end of Deception Island and the beginning of Shadow Ranch. And what I would do is I would just use YouTube's editor, which is clunky and awful, and I hate it, to just make a cut for each of them so that it would just end on, you know, Deception Island, and then the next video would begin at Shadow Ranch. So like it worked out, but like, oh, it was an extra tedious chore. And luckily I kind of stopped doing that after a little while. But yeah, that's kind of where the brain's at, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the game started. Do this. Oh, you're not yelling at me that you want to upgrade. This is new. Launching the thing. Give it a moment. Give it a moment. I love how every time I post anything with hashtag Twitch on it, I get a ton of just like junk in my Instagram inbox. It's really cool. Like, it's just so much junk. Somebody actually comment on this one? Yeah. So in the last 4 hours, I've had 5 people follow me, and all of them are like basic Instagram accounts that I'm pretty sure are just trying to be influencers. What is that? Oh, weird. What? Paint? What is this? Paper? I think it's paper. Okay. It's like, what is that? What? Let me get this loading. I'm trying to respond to a message, but don't want to like keep this waiting either. It's gonna take for fucking ever, so you know, get it going. Boop. Good, good, good. I don't remember that particular song. I admit. There's only one song from the Lord of the Rings soundtrack that I like will always remember. Aside from the, you know, Enya and Annie Lennox. I will never forget those, don't get me wrong, because one, I love Enya, and two, Annie Lennox is amazing. And on top of that, I sang Into the West in chorus in middle school when Return of the King came out. We sang Into the West. So, you know, that happened. Let me see. Who are we judging? Because I have an idea of what I want to do. I waited specifically until we did Into the Abyss, or Here Lies the Abyss. But there's gonna be more. Okay. Not dealing with those. I'm gonna scroll back up. I think we just jump into it. I think we're good to go. All right, my hand needs to be ready to take screenshots, because screenshots. This is one of those moments where I wish there weren't subtitles, though.
Adamant's influence continues, your worship. I submit Lord Livius Erimond of Virantium, who remains loyal to Corypheus. We found him alive, offering extreme resistance, likely because the Order will ask for his head. In more colorful terms. To say nothing of
This
justice
bitch.
you might personally require for what was suffered in the Fade.
Many places felt the pain of adamant. You will answer for a great deal.
I recognize none of this proceeding. You have no authority to judge me.
On the contrary, many officials have communicated that they will defer to the Inquisitor on this matter.
Because they fear. Not just Corypheus, but Tevinter, rightful ruler of every piece of ground ye trod in your pathetic life.
This throne is excellent. You are right.
Bring down your blades and free me from the physical. Glory awaits me.
This guy is not giving me good vibes. I could give him to the Wardens, but you know what? Oh, 2 years. Oh my god, it has been 2 years. 24 months. Thank you, DigiShell. Thank you so much. Wow. Damn, 2 whole fucking years. Holy shit. I mean, that's another thing that I've realized about uploading my entire backlog, is I've been doing this for a really fucking long time at this point. I mean, I know I started like in 2019 right before the pandemic hit, and then the pandemic hit and I suddenly had a lot of videos to go through. Oh yeah, no, he's fucking dying, by the way.
Lord Erimond, any protection...
Notice that? Approves.
You will die by my hand.
Petty act.
Fuck yeah!
Truth lies in the next world.
You will die by my hand. Screenshots are ready. That's a big fucking sword, and I am wearing this dress, bitch. I wish I were wearing my armor, though. Get fucked! Okay, that's great. That was great. Oh, I forgot to mention the other thing that just, like, threw me off my vibe today. I got 2 packages in the mail. It was very satisfying, wasn't it? I got 2 packages in the mail today. One was a pair of pants that I had ordered, and they both fit. They're fine. The fabric feels a little I'm feeling like the quality of this company's jeans has degraded, unfortunately. But I will also withhold judgment until I wash them. They do fit, though. They fit fine, and they look good. And so I will probably wear them anyway until they're gone. But I'm still... I don't know, they feel like papery almost, but I'm thinking it might just be starch. Not sure. The other one, though, is a present. And the box came. Nothing was in the box. So that was fun. Still waiting to hear back from the seller that I bought it from on Amazon, because it wasn't from Amazon itself, apparently, which is fun. Yeah, so it's one of those like open box kind of things, like where it's like a mailer, right? And it's made to hold the thing in place, but it is not like a 6 sides thing. Like it's a 4 sides thing. It's like a wraparound thing that holds everything in place. And so the thing was sealed, but there was nothing holding in the ends, apparently. And so either it fell out, or someone stole it, or it was never packed correctly. Because I got nothing. I mean, in this case, either they scammed me, or... And if they scammed me, Amazon's going to give me my money back. Or... I mean, yeah. Or there was an actual mistake somewhere along the lines, and they will either give me money back, or they will send me another copy of the thing, which is what I hope they do, because I wanted to give this as a gift. Kind of pissed. All right, let's keep going.
Another of the lingering pains of adamant, your worship. Sir Ruth is a senior warden of the Order. She was one of the many who slit the throat of another to bind a demon. She does not contest this. In fact, she surrendered to us. She requests no mercy. She wants the public justice of the headman's axe.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay.
You're very serious about this. Is more death the answer?
There is no excuse for my actions. I murdered another of the Order. That blood marks me more than the blight ever.
What's up, Jennifer Hale?
Accepting their actions while thralls of Corypheus, many treaties allow wardens any extreme if it opposes the blight.
I can't do it. I can't use the greater good to justify my crimes, as if it would create a future I could be a part of.
Pretty sure that's
It is
Jennifer
wrong
Hale.
that this broke me.
Maybe it's
I've
not.
done worse. With full sanction, I can do nothing except be an example of the cost.
No, I didn't get the special one. Ooh. Doesn't say who. Sir Ruth DAI voice. Not showing me. Huh. Weird. Alright, so I can't do that. That's not what I want to do. I don't really feel like that's a good option either. No, it's too bad I can't do that. Yeah, alright. Well, gonna have to take the L on this one, I think. I mean, the Deep Roads does make some sense, and that's kind of the unfortunate thing, is that, like, there are war table operations if you send her to the Deep Roads. I don't really like any of these options. Unfortunately, the one that I want is not available to me. The reloading won't change it, unfortunately, either. This is something that's locked in at this point. Because my Inquisitor is not a faithful one. This is another one of those hidden stat things that's hiding in the background of Dragon Age Inquisition. So, yeah, reloading won't actually help me on this one. My Inquisitor is already locked in as not a faithful Inquisitor. Otherwise, I would have had to, like, have said in previous, you know, conversations that, like, I do truly believe that I am the Herald of Andraste, and I do not doubt that, and I am, you know, delivered from the Fade by Andraste herself, and all this bullshit that I definitely don't believe. In previous games, I've done that, but not so much as... I've been role-playing it not so much as my Inquisitor actually believes this. Oh, it is Jennifer Hale. Okay, alright. I was right in my first instinct. I should have stuck with that. I wasn't playing it as an Inquisitor who actually believed that she was like actually holy or like ordained by the Most Holy or anything like that. It was more that she understood what that belief meant to other people and did not wish to destroy it for them. And so she was like, if I have to act in front of literally everyone that I am truly faithful, I fucking will. Now I feel like that's a little disingenuous. See, I mean, that's the thing. Like, at this point now, that's just straight up, it feels squicky to do that if I'm not literally believing that, like, I don't live, like, Inquisitor. My Inquisitor doesn't literally believe that, so I'm not going to openly acknowledge that. I will acknowledge, like, she will acknowledge that this is still important to other people, and therefore she needs to be accepting of people's beliefs that she is the Herald of Andraste and this is what they believe, and it's like, I have to deal with this. You know, but on the other hand, she's not going to go around and try and pretend that, like, oh yeah, I am, you know, the second coming of Christ or whatever the fuck I basically did the other time, while knowing in the back of her mind that, yeah, that's not real. I think there were a couple of times in my previous playthroughs where I, like, talked to some of my colleagues that were, like, less gung-ho about it, like Cassandra was, and, like, with Vivienne, for instance, and, like, talked pretty frankly about, yeah, I don't think I'm actually from, you know, delivered by Andraste herself. I can't do it.
We doubt when we're safe, when blight is not at our throat. I can't judge a warden, Saruth. No one has that right.
You have more faith in the Order than we ourselves have.
So, yeah, if you consign her to the Deep Roads, she goes in, she does some, like, super duper heroic shit, but dies, or is considered dead, more or less. If you're a faithful Inquisitor, you can pardon her, basically. You can give her, like, divine pardon, or whatever it's called. That's not the word I wanted. Divine forgiveness, yeah. The only one who disapproves of that one is Solus, and Solus can get fucked because I can't stand his ass. And that unlocks a war table operation called the Good Works of Saruth, where she basically, like, turns into a crazy do-gooder that does, like, ridiculous things. She might end up dying anyway, though. Alright, fair enough. I think we still have more people to judge. I also know, however, that I can't play, like, an asshole. I just cannot play an asshole Inquisitor or any character for that matter. Here we go.
His own constituents. He confesses that 10 years ago, he flooded old Crestwood.
This is the one that I had to wait for.
By the blight. The mayor claims it was to spare the rest of Crestwood, but we only have his word.
If the mayor has anything to say in his defense, let him speak.
There's no cure for the blight. But I couldn't convince anyone to leave a sick child or husband behind.
So you herded the infected into one place and flooded Old Crestwood. Were no innocents caught in the waters?
Nearly everyone in the village had the blight. I swear it. Have mercy. I couldn't tell the survivors I'd drowned their own families to save them. I couldn't.
There it is. Give him to the Grey Wardens. They need more ranks.
The blight was your undoing.
Fuck you,
Let it
Solus.
also be your means of redemption.
Also, fuck you,
I'll
Vivian.
give you to our allies in the Grey Wardens, to fight Darkspawn until the calling takes you.
I don't deserve the honor, your worship. But I'll do my best.
I mean, he also might just die. We know that joining kills most of his people anyway, so. Although I guess we know that, they don't. Because that's supposed to be a secret thing or whatever. But then again, if, you know, we also remember from the first one that Wynn helped prepare the joining potion thing or whatever that they drink. So ultimately, someone else outside the order still has to know. Otherwise, they... Why do they have to get... Well, they got circle mages to do it, I think, because they didn't have Grey Warden mages. You have Grey Warden mages, you could probably just do it anyway. Or maybe you have to have like a regular mage that doesn't have the taint or whatever. Who's next?
I do not believe a reminder is necessary for this accused.
Ah, yes.
Her capture and disgrace could not have been more public. Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon, although her titles are among the dignities already at risk of forfeiture.
Still wearing her mask, I see.
Her life despite her treachery. What becomes of it now falls to you.
Out of your element, Florian. Welcome to the Inquisition. My party.
Welcome to the Inquisition.
Despite her
My
capture,
party.
Lady Floriane has acknowledged your authority.
Should I curse you on behalf of the Elder One? I realize he had no intention of honoring the concordats I manipulated. Do as you must. I respect your mastery of the game, even as I despise your victory. Celine does not know her fortune.
So many good options here. Jester's outfit, bad shoes. And if you do that, she actually is added as a court jester in the throne room. But yeah, there is a better option. There is a better option. It is kind of weird that Celine is deferring in this case. You might see this as a bit like offering an olive branch, more or less.
She remains a creature of formality and opportunity. We have use for both. Grand Duchess, Josephine will see that your wiles profit the Inquisition. Don't disappoint.
Oh, one must remember that the game is never truly over, your worship.
She gets worse clothes, though. End of story. Significantly reduced clothing budget. Any more? Gotta wrap these up. Gotta get going. I have to end at 11 tonight, if not maybe even a little earlier, because I have to get up early tomorrow, so... And I did not get a lot of sleep last night. I didn't get to bed until 2:30 in the morning. The fuck? Oh, it's not fun. I mean, it was not planned, but like Okay, yeah, we're done. It was what I had
It's good to see.
prepared for, I guess.
Let's speak.
I don't know how to describe what happened last night. I can't say I went to see a show. That's not what happened. I went to a friend's house to watch a show that he had purchased streaming tickets for that was being live streamed in Los Angeles. So it was supposed to be at 7:30 in Los Angeles, which Eastern time is 10:30. So, and it was supposed to be an hour and a half. So I figured, okay, well, 10:30, hour and a half, that'll, get us out by midnight, and I'll be home by like 12:40. But then just like other things happened, and she was later starting than I thought, and it went longer than I thought. And yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. So yeah, I am amazed I made it through today without coffee, and that was more because when I was going to go was right when I got called into that meeting that was supposed to be, that I thought was supposed to be at 11, but was actually at 10:30. So I didn't get anything because of
Time to plan our
that.
next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
Our alliance with Orlais holds. For the present. They'll send aid on request.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlay's support, our numbers match his. Corypheus's followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
Perhaps they'll rethink following the Darkspawn Magister from the dawn of time. Where is Corypheus now?
After Adamant, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds and sent them marching south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
They've terrorized Thedas long enough. We end them now. If Corypheus is hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we'll go.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one.
Oh,
Fortunately, I can assist.
so this is the first time Liliana and Morgan have met in like 2 fucking decades or something? Like, is that what this is? Probably. Maybe not that long.
You have my attention, lady.
Over a decade, though.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you.
Cryptic as always. And Liliana's like, God damn it. Nothing changes. This bitch gonna do the same thing she did back in Origins. My continually toying around with this thing is making me want one of those, like, phone dialer things from, like, the, middle century. Like a fancy pointer, basically. A fancy stylus. Like a big metal, like, completely pointless thing.
This is an Illuvian.
It looks very different from the one in Dragon Age 2.
From a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
You can restore an artifact like this.
There was a price, but one I gladly paid. I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds. Untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Illuvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead?
Okay, we're just gonna trust this. Okay. I people following Morgan into weird places is like a trope in this game. Love these loading screens. Something I'm looking forward to playing other games for, too. She went in first, but I came out first.
If this place once had a name, it has long been lost. I call it the Crossroads, a place where all Illuvians join, wherever they might be.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I had a safe place to raise my son. But only for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
What do you mean, a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Illuvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
You're right. We can find out what the hell she was trying to fix, and this like fixing the Illuvion. What Morrigan did is exactly what Meryl did, but at the same time, we're not going to address Meryl at all because she doesn't exist in this game whatsoever. It's very weird. Like, so many of the characters from Dragon Age 2 just are like not at all fucking mentioned, or if at all, very, very little, to the point where they might as well not actually exist. Like, the events from Dragon Age 2 are still important, and, like, the characters you encountered throughout Dragon Age 2 are important, but your companions, aside from Isabella and Varric, don't really matter or exist in any meaningful way. It's very strange.
I suppose you have such a key.
The key can be many things. Each Illuvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
Corypheus wants to come here.
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the Anchor.
He learned of the Illuvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
An interesting thing, not the most interesting of reasons that Corypheus wants the Illuvian. Like, it would be more interesting if he would be like, he has a theory that there's an Illuvian that leads to the Fade. And so if he finds one to find the crossroads, he can then find the Illuvian that goes into the Fade, because that one wouldn't have been destroyed like all the others that got destroyed from, you know, sacking ruins or, you know, corrupted or anything like that. Instead, it's more like, if he finds his way in here into the crossroads, he could tear down the barriers that hold the crossroads apart from the rest of everything. It's like, okay, well, that's different, I guess. Oh, we've actually been in here before, haven't we? And the mirror was actually here before, I think. Wait, do you have more to say about this Illuvian, anyway?
You seem to know a great deal about elven law.
The Dalish are not the only ones interested in the distant past, Inquisitor. Indeed, my skills allow me access to places the Dalish dare not even dream of. The ancient elves hold secrets they have not yet given up. Secrets about the foundation of Thedas itself. Thus, they are my focus. Corypheus clearly feels the same.
I'll leave you to the garden.
As you like.
Okay. Well, didn't really illuminate anything. Oh.
How can I help?
We'll talk.
Goodbye.
Okay. So have we talked to Varric yet?
I appreciate
Nope.
the warning, but you shouldn't have come yourself. What if the guild found out, or what's his name?
Are you worrying for me or for yourself?
A little of column A, a little of column B. I am the expendable one, after all.
Oh, don't worry, I'll protect you. We'll just have to... Well, this is a surprise. You're the Inquisitor, right? Bianca Davry, at your service.
Your name is Bianca.
It's a common name. Half the girls in the Merchants Guild are named Bianca. The other half are named Helga. I lucked out.
Varric.
I take it you're a friend of Varric's.
Who isn't a friend of Varric's? You have met him before, right?
Any friend of Varric's is welcome here.
Be careful saying things like that. Some of his friends you don't want to meet. Well, maybe you do. Who am I to judge?
Bianca's got a lead on where Corypheus got his red lyrium.
The site of Bartrand's Folly, the tag Varric found, has been leaked. There's a Deep Roads entrance crawling with strange humans carting out red lyrium by the handful.
How do we know they're not using multiple
Called
entrances?
Bartrand's Folly. Ooh,
Navigating the Deep Roads
that's
isn't
a
like the surface.
unfortunate
There's no accurate map
name.
of the whole system, and there are cave-ins, darkspawn, lava floods. If you find a route that gets where you're going, you don't deviate. Trying to find another way could be deadly.
Who could have given away the Tig's location?
There were a few people who knew. Hirelings from the expedition, a couple of close friends.
How they found out isn't important. What matters is we know where they are now.
If it's such a secret, how do you know about it, Bianca?
I told her. Right after the expedition, I wrote and told Bianca what we found. I had artifacts that needed buyers, and she had more contacts that would pay for them. Plus, I owed her.
You can get there from Orlais. It's a long way to the Free Marches.
The deep roads are all connected. Or they used to be. Collapses and such. Some of them on purpose.
I mean, it literally
They
goes
really
under
are.
a fucking
They spanned the Dwarven
sea.
Empire. Went to every corner of the continent. Maybe further. In theory, you can get to any Tig using the deep roads, but in practice, there's a reason nobody uses them anymore.
I mean, but It goes under the sea. Like, you're telling me that these roads went under the equivalent of the Mediterranean Ocean? Like, the Waking Sea is fucking huge.
We need to deal with this. As long as he has this source, Corypheus is that much more powerful.
I couldn't agree more.
I'll keep an eye on their operation. If you're interested in shutting it down, you've got my help. Try not to leave me waiting too long, Varric. I've got my own work to do, you know.
Right. That's not going to be trouble at all. Let me know when you want to head to the entrance.
He sounds so excited. the title of the mission is just well shit.
What can I do for you, your inquisitorialness?
About that lead of yours, Varric.
Sure. The sooner we take care of it, the better.
Do you think this lead of hers is real?
Bianca's too much of a researcher to pass me information without verifying it first. But if you're asking whether she'd lie to us, maybe set us up, it's possible. Not likely, though. She risked the wrath of the guild coming in person. A message would have sufficed. Whatever she found in that entrance shook her up. That worries me.
Carry on.
Okay, well, we're gonna keep going. Go back to our little thing over here. When do I do that one? There's one thing that I don't know when that happens. When does this trigger? Oh, yeah. Okay. It's already triggered. Got a lot to do today, I guess. That's all side quests. But, like, good side quests, at least. There's good stuff in here, so. Aiding Kirkwall. The tumult of the Mage Rebellion has been quelled, however the city where it all began, Kirkwall still suffers from the consequences.
Orlais is focusing on rebuilding.
Alright, you done, Josie? Okay. Consequences of fanatic Anders' actions. Kirkwall was once my home. It was the home of Glen Cleric Althena, who was mother to me and so many others. I will not watch it languish. Starkhaven will soon embark on a mission of aid. We'll send troops and workers to assist the rebuilding and restoration of the city. I humbly entreat the Inquisition for the help in this endeavor. Sebastian Vale. Prince of Starkhaven. Okay. You've said for a little while longer. Red Limmer may present an obstacle to rebuilding the city, so just assistance or removal. Plead for assistance from supporters around Thedas. Run Kirkwall, a symbol of all that's happened, could be a significant act that cements our alliances. I'm going to defer to Josie on this one.
Inquisitor.
Plead for aid has earned us great praise. Many see our willingness to commit to Kirkwall's restoration as a reinforcement of our commitment to restoring order to all the world. First Kirkwall, then all of Thedas. Josie. Perfect. Obtain Amulet for Cole.
Crestwood has had no further trouble with the undead.
After what happened,
Stick with the Ravani.
time for the village to recover.
That's no Montelier. Rare to hear one of those in Orlais treating spirits of anything other than beasts to kill, and rarer still for anyone to care enough for one to help them. I have given the amulet to people freely in hopes that the Inquisition will continue this open-minded approach. We wish you luck in healing the sky, whose rifts have damaged the Fade, even here in Ravane. Lady Anna Maria of Deresmuid. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I tried. What's over here? Unmask those across the sea. Had our people remove the downward pointing triangular symbols from our outpost. Now made a reappearance, which means little. It's clear someone has an interest in the Inquisition, someone organized with ties to those across the sea. We've eliminated the Qunari as the most obvious suspects. Nonetheless, knowing who they're not does not tell us who they are, what they're doing, or why. They're clever, we know that, and they have resources, but so do we, and they should learn they are not to toy with the Inquisition. Liliana. Colin is uninterested. I'm sorry, but we're following this through. Liliana, take it over. Pablo is Seer Spymaster. She is a resourceful woman. Once she traced our agent to Cayman Brea, the match was ruled in her favor. Tell Sister Liliana to call her dog, save them for Corypheus. We suspect also that she has gotten all she can from Sir Helmet. A caterpillar on a leaf does not know where there is a forest about him. You will hear no more from us. Our intention was to watch, and we have seen enough. Corypheus threatens us all, and the Inquisition is Theda's only hope for stopping him. Remember that for the moment we are not your enemy. As a gesture of goodwill, we share our knowledge, may prove valuable in your coming battle. On behalf of powers across the sea, the Executors. Shadowy. This completed. Okay. Judgment, alliances, and protect Val. Oh. The town of Val Gamor has been besieged by darkspawn. I cannot fathom where the loathsome beasts have come from, but I beg the Inquisition for Inquisitons. My own humble forces have already been dispatched to help in your noble efforts. Even my people ill-equipped savage host. My word of redemption of the Grey Wardens has already spread far. Please, if you can spare them, Val Gamor lives or dies by your word. Marquis Effloche Buffon. I'm gonna go with Liliana on this one. That's kind of odd, just one town.
Let's see what we have.
On the chance of some trick. As it turns out, they were indeed darkspawn, and they killed many townsfolk before the Grey Wardens intervened to stop them. Bloody work, but the Wardens did what they needed to. Ah, shit. Well, find the source. Darkspawn have been slain, but it remains unclear what brought these creatures to the surface. There's no obvious sign, and I'm concerned that they may still pose a danger. Marquise Buffon made clear her wishes that we now depart, which leaves me even more suspicious, as most would welcome further help in these dangerous times. Grey Wardens have volunteered to assist with the investigation of this mystery in whatever capacity the Inquisition deems most fitting. We await your orders. What is this? This is interesting. Okay. How do I know? Okay. Yeah. This is an interesting walk that I didn't realize. Okay, blight as many things within a settle. My scouts can easily track the corruption through the source. What did the previous one do? Shoot, I accidentally hit the wrong button. Previous. Sicilian's advice was excellent. Scouts located mining operation. Marquise Buffon had started in secret, which must have freed the Darkspawn from beneath the earth. When discovered, the Marquise sent mercenaries to attack. The Grey Wardens were well prepared and easily cut down all resistance. Marquise Buffon has fled into the Guardian Peaks. The Grey Wardens remain in high spirits. They seem proud of this opportunity to redeem their name in good faith. And the losses so far have been light. It is an honor to fight beside them. That is not what this says, though. The Grey Wardens have taken losses, but their morale remains high and their loyalty to the Inquisition is undisputed. Oh. So, how do I do this next one then? Okay, pursue. We might have to reload. Our initial efforts to pursue her have been hampered by both the terrain and presence of demons in the area. While we've difficulty making headway, the Grey Wardens have offered to assist. They seem to be the only force in the area capable of doing so. Regardless, I believe it is worth pursuing Marquise Buffon if we have the means to do so.
Inquisiton.
Oh, okay. Alright, nope, this is good. This is good. We picked the right one, apparently. This Liliana scouts were able to find a path for the Grey Wardens to the mountains. Wardens were able to avoid most of the demons and save most of their strength. As a result, we've located Marquise Buffon. Secret stronghold deep in the Guardian Peaks. The Grey Wardens have taken losses, but their morale remains high and their loyalty to the Inquisition undisputed. Okay. Should be one more. Defeat the Marquise. What happens here? Marquise Filoche Buffon, trapped in her fortress in the Guardian Peaks, are preparing to make a final assault. While we might earlier have ignored her transgressions in light of the greater threat to the world, it is good that we did not. Marquise Buffon's crime go well beyond smuggling or illegal mining, and she has an ally in Lady Jeanette Legaspe, who's come with Venatori mages to defend the Marquise. The Wardens have concerns about the Venatori using blood magic or their ties to Corypheus to influence their minds. We're prepared to follow your orders. We cannot delay for long as demons in the mountain continue to harass our flanks. Okay. Oh, it's hard to say which one's going to work best here. Okay, that seems bad or worse. That seems good or bad. And that seems good or bad, so it could be bad. Give it a shot. Let's hold off for the 3 days with that siege equipment. Fighting was hard, but the Grey Wardens protected us from the demons until Barris Natal's siege equipment arrived. We laid siege to the fortress and killed both Marquise Buffon and Lady Legaspe with minimal losses on our side. Nice! Grey Wardens have taken losses, but their morale remains high, and their loyalty to the Inquisition undisputed. Nailed it! Oh, wait. Need YouTube telling me how to... Stories Dark... our investigation of the late Marquis Buffalon's activities claims a sudden interest in illegal mining. The Marquis was searching for ancient artifacts as a secret agent of Vettori. It was fortunate we stopped her, but her mining operations is dangerous nonetheless. Darkspawn had begun to emerge from the mines again, not just Turlocks, but ogres as well. Our Grey Warden allies insist that this force must be destroyed utterly no matter the cost, lest the innumerable hordes of Darkspawn pour forth from the deep roads to join their brethren. In an honor to serve your worship, we await your orders. Oh, fuck. Okay, there's more. I didn't realize there was more. Shit. And this is very, very much dependent on how strong the force is at this point, isn't it? Or not. Okay, so we have choices. Let's see. We cannot leave the search to the Wardens. We must acquire reinforcements from allies. We have sappers who can collapse the tunnels and bring most of the mountain down at the Darkspawn. If we trust the Wardens and nothing else, trust them to kill Darkspawn, they know what to do. You know, there's logic in that. They have one job, kill Darkspawn, and they know how to do it. Let them do it. Mines have been collapsed and the Darkspawn in the area utterly destroyed. For a time it looked as though we might have to join them. The Grey Wardens fought with unmatched bravery to clear us a path before the entire mountain fell upon us all. Surviving Wardens are remaining in the area to continue patrolling for Darkspawn. I thank the Maker for giving you the wisdom to spare the Wardens and bring them to our service. While we fought the beast deep in the mines, we uncovered what Marquis Buffalon must have been looking for. We have sent to the Inquisition for safekeeping. It may serve us better than it would have the treacherous Marquis. Nailed it! Conflict among the nobles of the Legion capital has come to a head. Lady Richelieu has been busy running arranged marriage to solidify the positions of her players, with considerable status reserved for her as matchmaker. The object is the pairing of Lord de Rogier, Lady Tybalt's daughter Celeste. All who have status enough to speak must seem to be in agreement, but we received a number of letters regarding the matter. From Lady Lilies Tybalt, totally dutifully comply, but I know her feelings. She will speak to no one. I would have you remind her that we are servants of her chosen world, but it serves as well. Her name that's stabilizing this alliance. It conveys power that should not be misdirected to matchmakers. Rosier, frankly, I'll be glad when the matter is settled. I have no desire to inconvenience the young Celeste beyond what name-sharing Lady Richelieu recommends. A cock up from head to tail. Send Leandra. Pledge to the Inquisition, if my dearest Celeste is willing to sacrifice to ensure this alliance, then I can only do as much, but my name may not be enough for some, but she will have my protection indirectly. Do service to you. Go with Josie on this one.
At your service.
Lord de Rogier was too glad to reserve various concessions to abandon the current squabble in favor of more honorable pursuits. I believe they involve acquiring various trophy animals in bloody fashion. That allows a less politically desirable, but more personally desired pairing to occur. The wedding of Jason Leandre and Celeste Tybalt will bond their families in alliance, to the chagrin of Lady Richelieu, I suspect. Matchmakers only truly benefit when the names are sufficiently grand. The ceremony will take place in the capital. I'm sure it will be lovely. We can actually go to the wedding. Fun fact. This has been made. There are others in service to Corypheus. They were promised immortality in the next world and will spare no action in this one. They cannot fathom abandoning their master, and therefore they cannot imagine me abandoning their master. That is your opening. I can give you all of these people, and I promise there are names among them, but they will not act, will not reveal themselves without a promise of victory that would warrant risking everything. Give me a target, Inquisitor. Place your people in obvious weakness, a true tactical blunder that would legitimately pain you. It must be thus. They will sense any falseness. Reveal your side, and I will reveal the knife, and then you can take them. That is my plan. I know what it looks like. Perhaps I have fooled you all along, and now I have simply asked for you to grant me victory. But I play the game, Inquisitor. Will you now play as well? Grand Duchess Florian de Chiron. Oof. Watch the runners. We will give some of these conspirators, and the only one we will risk is her. No matter if you think we commit to such a risk, send her after some cosmic crowd instead. Risk, but she is not one of them. Say the word in weakness. Oh. Huh. What? I don't like Cullens on this one. I'm not a fan of Florian. What do we got? Okay. There's a clear winner in this one. Josephine it is. It's a risk. We're gonna go all in. We presented a flank, side 2 tempting not to strike at it, and they did, just as Duchess Florian said they would. We pulled back in time, exposing many names. The scandal of this will take time to sort, but it was well worth the gamble. That is not what I would say to those we put at risk, but many more will thrive because of this. A note from Florian. A risk well taken, Inquisitor Trevelyan. For an instant, I longed to drive the blade home, to take advantage just as we both believed I might. But the anguish of a dozen destroyed names is sweet enough. In your service, surprisingly, Grand Duchess Florian de Chillon. Okay. Well, there's not much else to do here in this moment, and I'm going to open up the perks, because I didn't realize I have a perk. Something... do this, see what happens. Alright. Got a lot of companion quests to do now. To do, and all this time that we just sit here waiting for this to finish. Oh, it's so slow. There we go. How did I come out here again? I think I'm out here again. Oh, right. We got the amulet for Cole. We should talk to him about that. Maybe we should just go quickly.
You've got questions? I'm your dwarf.
Ooh. Did we do stuff for Cole? Gotta give him the amulet, that's for sure. Oh, right. Blackwall. We have to finish up the bits of Blackwall that we have now.
Our heroes strode the winding road, defiant of the vile.
Uncertain falls for home and fall, when met with a multitude smile.
Ready for waiting.
I'll be back.
there's anything we can do, just ask.
Thank you.
Of course.
It wasn't from a flower. He wrote it in the snow.
I found the amulet that Solus told us about. Would you like to try it on?
Yes, but not here. I like it here. We need someplace that can go away if it becomes sharp. What do I do with it?
You found one of the amulets. Excellent. May I? It is simple enough. You put it on, I charge it with magic, and you should be protected.
Are you ready, Cole?
They can't make me a monster.
What was that? Oh, what are you doing to the kid?
Stopping blood mages from binding me like the demons at Adamant. But it didn't work.
Something is interfering with the enchantment.
Something like Cole not being a demon?
Solus, is it possible that the amulet doesn't work on Cole because he's too human?
Regardless of Cole's special circumstances, he remains a spirit.
Yes, a spirit who is strangely like a person.
I don't matter. Just lock away the parts of me that someone else could knot together to make me follow.
Focus on the amulet. Tell me what you feel.
Warm, soft blanket covering, but it catches tears. I'm the wrong shape. There's something. There. That way.
Okay.
We'll find whatever is preventing the amulet from working, and we'll make it right.
All right, kid. Get Cullen and work with him on the map to figure out where you're sensing something wrong.
Will you come with me? All of you?
Sure. All right, I get it. You like spirits. But he came into this world to be a person. Let him be one.
I'm gonna keep fucking with you, Solus. I'm gonna be honest.
If I see a way to protect Cole without taking away whatever he is, I'll use it. But Cole clearly needs our help.
I'm not saying we do nothing. But that ritual of theirs only works on demons, right?
This is not some fanciful story, child of the stone. We cannot change our nature by wishing.
You don't think?
However we deal with the problem, our next step is to track down whatever is interfering with the enchantment.
This one's gonna make Solus so angry. Which means it's good for me, so. I enjoy it because I enjoy pissing this bastard off anytime I get a chance to. Yeah. Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. I just realized I'm sitting here wondering what I'm going to do when my phone dies, and I have a plug right here. I'm an idiot. It's fine. Oh, what's this?
Yeah, this should get me through the month. Give me a moment. Greetings. Can I help you?
You.
Woo!
You killed me.
What? I don't... don't even know you.
You forgot! You locked me in the dungeon in the Spire, and you forgot, and I died in the dark!
The Spire?
Cole, stop!
Just take it easy, kid.
He killed me! He killed me! That's why it doesn't work! He killed me, and I have to kill him back!
Okay.
Before anyone gets
This is
killed,
going well.
I need to know what's going on.
Cole, this man cannot have killed you. You are a spirit. You have not even possessed a body.
A broken body, bloody, banged on the stone cell, guts gripping in the dark, dank. A captured apostate. They threw him into the dungeon in the Spire at Val Royo. They forgot about him. He starved to death. I came through to help. And I couldn't. So I became him. Cole.
If Cole was an apostate, that'd make the guy we just saw a Templar. Must have been buying lyrium.
Let me kill him. I need to.
Well, this is concerning.
Solus?
We cannot let Cole kill the man.
I don't think anyone was going to suggest that, Chuckles.
Cole is a spirit. The death of the real Cole wounded him, perverted him from his purpose. To regain that part of himself, he must forgive.
Come on. You don't just forgive someone killing you.
You don't. A spirit can.
Varric.
The kid's angry. He needs to work through it.
A spirit does not work through emotions. It embodies them.
But he isn't a spirit, is he? He made himself human. And humans change. They get hurt. And they heal. He needs to work it out like a person.
You would alter the essence of what he is.
He did that to himself when he left the Fade. I'm just helping him survive it.
Before I decide anything, I need a clearer picture of what happened.
It seems the real Cole was an apostate, captured and taken to the Circle by Templars.
Who aren't known for their gentle nature.
As the young man starved to death in a dungeon, his pain caught the attention of a spirit, likely one of compassion.
Compassion?
An uncommon spirit, certainly, and all too fragile when its efforts to help prove to be in vain.
Cole will become more like a spirit, the amulet should function properly. Or Cole will become more human, the amulet may not be necessary. Varric is the cool uncle, which is why, fuck the egg. Cole needs to grow.
He'll never grow into a real person until he comes to terms with what happened.
Leave it to me. All right, kid. You want revenge? Come with me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sorry isn't going to help him now, is it, kid?
No.
Pull the trigger and put him down like a mad dog. Do it.
No!
How you doing, kid? Feel any better?
No.
You can't make it all just go away. I learned that the hard way.
Forget.
No. He needs to remember. You too.
Nope. Sudden cut off of the music there. That was like a cool build-up we had going. And then just stopped. Okay. Okay. But there we go. We just told Cole to be more human. pissed off, soulless, because he's all like got a huge fucking boner for any spirit that exists. Like, alright, dude, fucking chill, right? Chill, trust me.
For all we know, the amulet will now never function. Cole remains vulnerable to binding.
No, he isn't. The amulet didn't work because he's too human, right? Maybe now the kid's also too human for that binding magic to work on him.
I hope you're right.
It still hurts. When do I stop hurting?
Being with your friends can make you feel better.
Come on, kid. Let's go for a walk. It'll clear your head.
Why is he clutching his stomach, though?
The left hand misses a friend with 2 different names. She's hurting, sad, alone, but everyone can see me now. They remember. How do I put honey in Leliana's wine without her noticing?
I can help with that.
It is good that he is not entirely changed, however human he becomes.
He didn't kill the guy, no. He got all angry and Varric handed him Bianca and told him to shoot him, and Cole grabbed the crossbow, aimed, and ultimately didn't fire. Or he did fire, but it was not loaded, something like that. So, you know. It all works out in the end. That's not where I want to go either. Here we go. No. Where is the staircase?
What can I do for you, your inquisitorialness?
No, actually, we gotta go talk to Cole one more time. Let's talk to him after all that. I'm sure he has something to say. Also, there's a big shiny thing here. Yeah. Meriden? Who's Meriden?
Still searching for someone to lead me. Can you guide me to the revolt inside me?
Who is Meriden?
Stop bouncing. Get bouncy.
In a hurry, sir.
Is surviving the breach.
You the person?
Templar igniting.
The minstrel, yeah.
Inside me, make her remind me. Gone are the days of our peace. Now
Okay, apparently she does have a quest to give me, but it just doesn't work right, so it's a little bug. Moving on.
What do you mean? Oh,
She knows they're going to kill her. Can only save what's important. Precious space to remember her smile.
May I ask how things are, now that you're more human?
It hurts. Everything hurts. Everyone remembers me now. I can only make them miss me for a few heartbeats. But I'm real. More real, anyway. And I understand more than I did.
You're still able to sense the feelings of others, aren't you?
Yes, I still feel things. Flashes of their minds. Pain, hurt, all of it. It's not so loud anymore. I make more noise myself, so I don't hear as much unless I want to. I remember more things, though. It lets me learn. I sometimes see why something I said would bother Cullen. Maybe I'll do it less.
Can you still help people if you can't make them forget?
It's harder. I can't start over if I do it wrong. But seeing me changes them. They know a person wants them to hurt less. That helps.
This is funny because you can notice too his speech pattern is far more conversational, less erratic.
What's the difference between you and a spirit now?
Spirits are... they just are. Most of them sense something that interests them and stick to it. They don't remember much. It keeps them pure, but it also keeps them from learning, from growing. I wanted to help people, but I only knew enough to do it in the simplest way. Now I can see more. I also want to hit people a lot. Varric is helping with that.
Are you still physically the same, or are you fully human?
I was always fully human. I can do everything I could do before, except make people forget. The way I move comes from my mind, not my body. As long as I remember some of the Fade, it remains. My body is just like the real Cole's. Except that he was a mage. I'm not.
Why aren't you a mage?
I can't know for sure, but the real Cole, his father beat him, killed his mother. His sister might have died, too. I don't know if that was real or what the demon made me think. Then the Templars threw Cole in darkness and starved him, all because he had magic. He thought that if he didn't have magic, I'm what he wanted to be. Him, but normal. So no one would hurt him.
Why can't you make people forget?
That's sad.
Because I'm real. The forgetting was for both sides. They weren't frightened by me, and I wasn't hurt by them. Making people forget was a defense against people attacking me, and having what they saw in me stick. Because I'm real, everything sticks. Whatever people think or feel about me stays.
I'll talk to you later.
If you like.
And there we go. An interesting little tidbit. We did a thing. Boop. Let's go talk to our dear friend downstairs.
Were you there? Did you see what they did?
Oh, hey, it's Fairbanks.
Good to see you again, Inquisitor.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the fact that you're, like...
This is amazing! Convincing the Keeper took work, but I'm so glad you managed.
He's got such chubby cheeks, like little pinchy things. Like, oh, look how you are.
Your worship.
The Spy Master has confirmed it. Blackwall is gone.
He would not have left unless he had a good reason.
It is not for me to speculate on Blackwall's motivations. Sister Leliana had us search the Warden's quarters. Not much to find, except this. It was missing from last week's reports. I don't know what Blackwall's interest in this particular matter is, but it could be a good place to start.
Interesting. What is the report? Lieutenant Cyril Mornay, one of the soldiers responsible for the Collier massacre of 937, was captured in lead. Like the others who were arrested for their involvement, Mornay insists that he did not know who he was assassinating, and that he was just following the orders of his captain. This captain, Tom Rainier, is still at large. Mornay is expected to be executed within the week in Val Royeaux.
I should look around.
Inquisitor, you've been a friend and an inspiration. You've given me the wisdom to know right from wrong, and more importantly, the courage to uphold the former. It has been my honor to serve you. Well, we gotta go to Val Royeaux, it looks like. Any other things that we gotta do while we're talking about, or is that just it? I think that's it, 'cause that's the Black Report by Kirkwall. Okay, so that's where the execution is. Hopefully, well, actually, wait a minute. Oh. I want to find the wedding. Wow, that's dark looking. Gotta deal with that. And look, he's all, like, human-ish now and stuff. Eric is coming with us, I guess, and... Dorian? Sure. Dorian. I am so ready for this weird lump on my arm to go away. It is so itchy. I'm so tired of it. It's itchy, it's swollen, it looks awful. Like, it looks like something's wrong with my arm. I have to do it all over again in a month. I swear, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna be so fucking angry. Ooh, it's raining too, look at that. Where's the wedding? Fast travel access point located furthest southwest. That one.
Really? You may take your time.
Oh, hey, look!
Held the will of Our Lady for quite some time. Might this union continue?
Yes, it may. It's what I want.
And I as well. Although we, unfortunately, lack the blessing of a head of state.
Which may...
Might I interrupt to bless these proceedings?
Goodness. Inquisitor. Your worship is an unexpected complication.
Yes, your worship. Some intervention is desperately needed. Although I suspect we have already felt your presence.
Yes, we have, haven't we?
Your standing is publicly known. If you feel so inclined, Inquisitor.
We are greeted by fresh faces enthralled by true love, and would nurture that above all. But we cannot completely turn from duty. Passion may burn, but position requires two houses with strong wills to tend them.
A touch late for that.
You think we can't build on this? Where did the old names get their power?
We'll make a life and a name, if only to spite you.
Then perhaps I was wrong.
A strong pairing finds its own nobility.
We will see that it does. And with some tutelage, who knows?
We do. Thank you, your worship. For more than you'll ever know.
Cool.
As you say, your worship, there is pride in duty and accepting roles.
Yes, there is, my dear. Yes, there is.
Yeah, get fucked, bitch. Alright. Go back down. This big, shiny exclamation point over this way.
And you've received word.
No mistaking an order from the...
Where did it go?
Winter Palace.
Then we are at your disposal should it be necessary.
I'll make sure it's not. There are holdouts, but the Inquisition as well. This is devastating. How could you not see as much? Of course, I must know.
Huh. It disappeared.
Make a smile.
Also that. Find out what that big question mark is. Weird. What are they selling? Nothing interesting. Alright, what's all this about?
Cyril Mornay, for your crimes against the Empire of Orlais.
What is this guy's accent?
General Vincent Callier, Lady Laurette Callier, their 4 children, and their retainers. You are sentenced to be hanged from the neck until dead. Do you have anything to say in your defense? Very well.
Well, this is grim.
Proceed.
Stop!
Oh, shit.
This man is innocent of the crimes laid before him. Orders were given, and he followed them like any good soldier. He should not die for that mistake.
Then find me the man who gave the order.
Oh, shit.
Blackwall!
No, I am not Blackwall. I never was Blackwall. Warden Blackwall is dead, and has been for years. I assumed his name to hide like a coward from who I really am.
You, after all this time.
It's over. I'm done hiding. I gave the order. The crime is mine. I am Tom Rainier.
Well, fuck. That really the mask that they made for the fucking executioner? That's a little on the nose. What is this then? Oh, it's a song. Okay. See, now it's lit up again. Staying lit up this time. Ah, we can actually talk to her.
A title hard to rhyme. A challenge for another day, I think. Forgive me my distractions, Eminence. I'm overwhelmed by you and what you've done. My name is Merida, a humble bard.
Are you a bard like those of Orlais?
Oh, heavens no. I'm a minstrel first. My weapon is a cutting tongue, not blades. I hope my skills will help in some small way, if only I can give your deeds their due.
What do you bring to the Inquisition?
A simple thing that you know well. The power of a muse to rally hearts and minds. Inquisitor, I want to spread the word of what you've done. A small but vital role. Perhaps I'll also make a coin or two.
Carry on.
Okay.
Oh, I will do my best, Inquisitor.
So...
There is an issue that you should address.
Okay.
I think it's worth your time, Inquisitor. The day finds you of well and sturdy health?
Okay. Not sure what's up with that. It's weird though.
Calm yourself. You'll cause yourself harm.
Alright. Let's talk. So Tommy baby, let's talk.
I didn't take Blackwall's life. I traded his death. He wanted me for the Wardens, but there was an ambush. Darkspawn. He was killed. I took his name to stop the world from losing a good man. But a good man, the man he was, wouldn't have let another die in his place.
You know what? We're gonna commend the bravery here. We're talking to a changed man, aren't we? At this point, you know?
You saved that man. That took courage.
Courage? I killed innocent people. Destroyed Mornay's life and the lives of others like him. One moment of courage will not make up for that. Why are you here?
I needed you to know you aren't alone in this.
Don't you understand? I gave the order to kill Lord Callier, his entourage, and I lied to my men about what they were doing. When it came to light, I ran. Those men, my men, paid for my treason while I was pretending to be a better man. This is what I am. A murderer, a traitor, a monster.
I mean, anyone who admits that is already kind of jumping up away from that, so.
I know you're more than what you say. Have some faith in yourself.
Pathetic. In the classical way.
Yes.
I need to know the details of what you did. Who you killed, why.
I betrayed the Empire and assassinated a general, all for gold. The man was General Vincent Callier. My employer was a Chevalier, Robert Chapuis. Sir Robert believed that Grand Duke Gaspard was the rightful ruler of Orlais and would eventually take the throne. He thought that by eliminating one of Celine's loyal supporters, he might endear himself to the true Emperor. I can't say if Robert's plan would have worked. I didn't care. There was good coin offered, and I took it. By the time Sir Robert's involvement was uncovered, I was long gone. Of course, the Grand Duke disavowed any knowledge of the act and publicly condemned it. Robert killed himself. Poison in his wine. Another victim of the great game.
You got your men to help you. What did you tell them?
They didn't know who they were attacking. I told them it was an important mission. They trusted me without question. Just as your men trust you.
Our men follow me because they believe our cause is righteous.
They believe it because that's what you tell them.
My reports say that Callier was with his family. You had them all slaughtered.
I didn't know Callier would be traveling with his family. I assumed only soldiers, armed guards. My men had been told to eliminate everyone. They'd seen war. They thought they were defending their country. No one likes to think about that. But it's names that carry power in this world. Bloodlines. Heirs. No matter how leaders like Celine or Gaspard pretend the game is played, that's how real war is waged.
That shouldn't be how wars are fought. There's no need.
War is unfair, and the sky is blue. But you're right. There was no need for what I did.
There's another thing I'm still wondering.
Yes?
I need to know about Blackwall. The real Blackwall.
We met in a tavern when I was on the run. I was nothing. A waste of life. But he wanted to recruit me. We headed to Valchavan for the joining. But Blackwall insisted on making a stop along the way. An old ruin from one of the previous blights. He said it led to the deep roads. I was to go down alone, find a darkspawn, and fill a vial with its blood. When I returned, I found the warden ambushed by more of the creatures. He took a blow for me. He shouldn't have died. It should have been me.
It was a heroic act, stepping between you and a darkspawn.
I wasn't worthy. He would have wanted me to carry on to Valshavan, I'm certain. But without Blackwall, there's no proof that I've been recruited. That I didn't kill him. I couldn't go to the Wardens. But I couldn't just walk away. So, Rainier died. And Blackwall lived.
Who were you before this mess?
I was a captain in the Orlesian army. Well regarded, respected. But it wasn't enough. One mistake.
An accent for an Orlesian.
One mistake and everything I worked for fell apart.
The man on the gallows, Mornay. Who was he?
My second in command. He was a good man. When I heard he'd been caught, I was resolved to stop his execution. Couldn't let another die for my mistake.
That's all for now.
Well, the next step in that quest is to discuss this with Cullen.
I have Liliana's report on top.
Speaking of Cullen.
Give me the overview.
Looks like our friend was once a respected captain in the Imperial Orlesian army. Before the Civil War, he was turned, persuaded to assassinate one of Celine's biggest supporters. He led a group of fiercely loyal men on this mission, and told them nothing of it. His men took the fall for him. A few lucky ones, like Mornay, managed to escape.
This is helpful, or at least educational.
Don't blame yourself. We all made this mistake. What do we do now? Blackwall... Rainier has accepted his fate, but you don't have to. We have resources. If he's released to us, you may pass judgment on him yourself.
If it were up to you, what would happen?
What he did to the men under his command was unacceptable. He betrayed their trust, betrayed ours. I despise him for it. And yet he fought as a warden, joined the Inquisition, gave his blood for our cause. And the moment he shakes off his past, he turns around and owns up to it. Why?
He wanted to change. To prove that he'd really left his past behind. He had to face up to it.
Saving Mornay the way he did took courage, I'll give him that. But I can't tell you what to do.
Thank you for being a really helpful advisor. Darling, you are not very smart, but that's okay. That's why we love you. You're pretty, and that's all we need. That's all we need.
Have Rainier released to us.
We must move quickly. We can explore our options back at Skyhold.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was just a guard behind them, but, you know, it is kind of weird to be like, yeah, we're going to have this prisoner released from their custody, like, right next to them. You literally just, like, walked into the DA's office and was just yelling about how you're going to pull strings to take the DA off the case. Like, hold on. Hold on. Something's not right here. And now it's no longer raining. Alright, let's head back to Skyhold. Take care of the rest of this. See how far we get. I kind of want to do Liliana's mission before going to bed, but I am also very tired, so... Okay. Let's see what we can do to save this asshole from being killed.
I would have been merciful to him. He made a difficult decision.
Alright, Josephine, I need you to pull some strings like you've never pulled strings before. We're getting someone released from the Empire's custody, and they don't want to let him go. It's gonna be a fun time. Especially because Celine's the one on the throne still, so... I don't think she's gonna be too happy about the person who ended up killing one of her favorite generals. Like, just saying. Just saying! Oh, Morgan's joining us at the table now, is she? Okay. Stop the rumors. Parf Montsamar, songstress comes with lies and thoughtless jibes, insults our name. I hated her in school, she pulled my hair. We must not let her make these vulgar claims. A minstrel with no tongue can tell no lies.
Or was that part of the game?
Must cut out.
Perhaps it was both.
I mean, this is true, yeah, she did release the Grand Duchess. But the Grand Duchess was family as well, so there is that. Cullen, just no, this is ridiculous. Our allies' words will turn the tide for us. I was to say, yeah, let's not cut her tongue out. That's a bit much.
Let us begin.
Her patrons turn aside. We get a sword called Greatest Hits. This next one's wonderful. This next one goes out to a lady I met in Orlais named Empress Celine. So anyway, here's Wonderwall. Eliana informs me that your contacts in the underworld could aid in having Rainier released from prison. This route would conveniently mask the Inquisition's involvement. Or...
What happened in Adamant is a shame. I'm still reeling over the army of demons. Imagine what would have happened if the Inquisitor hadn't arrived.
I'm sure they owe us a favor. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna try and mask the... yeah. Offer Whisper in the right circles.
Let's see what we have.
Rainier was brought to Skyhold Gates under cover of darkness. Best not to ask how. Alright, good enough for me. Good enough for me. Alright, let's go try him. I have to sit in judgment. Interesting. Apparently he's not happy about that, but that's fine. Alright, here we go.
For judgment this day, Inquisitor, I must present Captain Tom Rainier, formerly known to us as Warden Blackwall. His crimes... well, you are aware of his crimes. The decision of what to do with him is yours.
I didn't think this would be easy, but it's harder than I thought.
Another thing to regret. Using your ties to the underworld to free me. You're a criminal, same as me. The world will learn how you've used your influence. They'll know the Inquisition is corrupt.
I wish there'd been another way, but my options were limited.
You could have left me there. I accepted my punishment. I was ready for all this to end. Why would you stop it? What becomes of me now?
Free him to make amends, or give him to the Wardens once everything's over. Those are the two options that I'm considering. I mean, I own you, your life continues is a bit much. Let's see. Think about this. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. No, I know what to do. I know what to do. He wants to join the Wardens, yes, but I know what to do. Also, Happy Arthur, welcome back. It's been a while. I know what to do.
You have your freedom.
It cannot be as simple as that.
It isn't. You're free to atone as the man you are, not the traitor you thought you were, or the warden you pretended to be.
The man I am. I barely know him. But I have a lot to make up for. If my future is mine, then I pledge it to the Inquisition. My sword is yours. If I'd said anything less, would an arrow from the rookery have snuffed me like a candle?
Take your post, Tom Rainier.
Well, that felt awkward. Just a bit. A little weird, you know. But hey, we keep our black wall. I did not realize that using that underworld perk moment was going to piss him off. But apparently that doesn't actually do anything. Like, he has that, like, angry moment, but, like, other than that, he just doesn't. Like, no approval change, and nothing comes of it. I don't know, it's just very weird. Who knows what Josephine was doing, honestly? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, this is a very strange way of flirting, but you know what? Might have been. People do stranger things in this game, I can tell. Blackwall won't remember this. Wrong game series, but yeah, about right. Oh god, man, it's been so long since I played a Telltale game, and I used to think they were the best fucking things.
Inquisitor?
Let's talk!
How shall I refer to you? Rainier or Blackwall?
I've gotten used to Blackwall. Perhaps we could treat it as less of a name and more of a title. Almost like Inquisitor. Reminds me of what I ought to be.
Everyone needs something to aspire to.
Exactly. I'm glad you understand.
Is there anything you actually know about the Wardens? Or did you make it all up?
I made very little up. I also feared you knew enough to contradict me. Warden Blackwall told me a bit before my initiation, but it is a secretive order. Not even the most senior Wardens know all there is to know.
Now we know why you were never worried about Corypheus's calling.
Yes. I have none of the Warden's abilities and none of the drawbacks. Still, I would have fought through the darkest pits of the deep roads like any true Warden. There's more to it than being able to sense darkspawn. Warden Blackwall would have agreed.
The Wardens at Adamant listened to you. They saw you as one of their own.
Perhaps it takes an outsider to show how much of yourself you've lost. I never understood the reality of being a Warden. I only saw the ideal. I suppose I reminded them of something they'd forgotten.
You have a lot of respect for the Wardens.
They take all men, from the most noble to the most despicable, and make them equals. I needed to believe something like that was possible.
Why did Blackwall want to recruit you?
He never told me. I don't know what he saw that day besides some wreck starting a bar fight. That night, I taught some village militia a painful lesson about harassing the tavern girl. Didn't know I had an audience.
I can see why the Warden was impressed.
You're assuming my intentions were noble. Told the girl to keep the wine coming. She couldn't, not with those louts bothering her. Something had to be done.
We'll continue.
All right, well, I'm gonna pretend that you didn't say that and just assume that this was perfectly noble all the way.
Yes?
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I just know that you could shake this world to its foundations if you willed it.
You must have some feelings about our friends.
Cassandra hasn't forgiven me for the lie. I think the worst of the anger has passed. It's just disappointment now. That's worse.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. After all, in charge.
As you wish, you are, after all, in charge. Very, interesting way of putting that, I guess. Actually, wait, there's a fucking fast travel point right there. Which will probably take just as long as walking up there. That's what I forgot. Whoops. Okay. Wait, we don't need to go back to the thing. We're going to help Barrick? Oh, help Barrick. Well, shit. Enter Valimar. Somewhere in the hinterlands. Oh, I remember this. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, I actually need to take, like, the briefest of breaks. Yeah, the briefest, shortest, littlest of breaks, because I need to run to the restroom. So I will be right back. Whew, okay, back. That was important.
What is it? This may be worth what.
Not doing it. Fuse. Take your geological survey and shove it. Oh, did I go the wrong way again? This is not the first time I've done this. Ah! Nicely done, everybody. Kill them quickly and efficiently and get it done and over with, because it's annoying and I'm overpowered for this area. Ergo, I am annoyed by their mere existence. Still a bunch of dragons to kill, don't we? Let's do that at some point. So we've already been here, and I remembered going down this way and being like, hey, this has something important in it, doesn't it? And guess what? It does. I was right this whole time. Who could have known? So funny. So funny that I happened to just immediately know. That little flashing icon, which means it's loading.
Finally. I started to think you weren't coming.
Nobody said you had to hang out in the creepy cave while you waited.
Well, I did wait, so let's make this quick. These idiots are carrying the red lyrium out in unprotected containers. We don't want to stick around long enough for it to start talking to us.
Why would the containers need to be protected?
Lyrium is incredibly dangerous in its raw form. It can poison or kill dwarves, and we're resistant to it. Sometimes it just explodes. No warning.
Basically, only crazy people mine lyrium.
The mining cast doesn't just sling it into a bucket. It's carried in special containers that keep it under control. And that's normal lyrium. The red stuff is worse. I wouldn't be surprised if most of their miners die just digging it up.
It liberated an entire area of mining red lyrium, and the populace that was forced into mining it. Yeah, no, that's exactly what happens.
You seem to know
They
more
just
about
die.
the effects of red lyrium than most.
Varric told me plenty about what it did to him. And his brother.
How did you find this operation in the first place? There must be hundreds of Deep Roads entrances.
I've used this entrance in the past. Varric's not the only surface dwarf to explore the Deep Roads. Oh, I've got to admit, I was pretty surprised when I came here and found it full of humans.
If you're coming with us, I hope you can handle a fight.
No, I thought I'd cower helplessly while you do all the work.
She's a decent shot.
Decent?
You want me to admit you're better than me in front of the Inquisitor?
Let's not waste any more time, shall we?
Alright, well, okay. Now that you two have finished your little thing. Might not have anyone to fight, though, because we kind of already fought. Here. Oh, no, there's people. Look at that, look at that.
Goodbye!
dead. Wait a minute. I see you. You thought you were sneaky. You fucker. Gotcha. Oh my god.
So this is what you do now?
Beg pardon?
Skulking around in caves, shooting guys? Is this your day-to-day?
I usually try to avoid the caves.
Going, I guess. Already kind of robbed this place blind.
What did I do now?
That letter you sent me about the Red Lyrium was the first I'd heard from you since the Chantry explosion.
Had it been that long?
Seriously, if you died in that mess, I'd have come back to Kirkwall and dug you up just to kick your ass.
What would you do if I'd been cremated?
Kick your ashes, of course.
I love that move now that I learned how to actually fucking use it. Like, so much better. So much better.
How is what's-his-name?
Bogdan? He's in Navarra right now, selling my machine to wealthy landowners.
I heard some of the guild were trying to get you named a paragon for that contraption.
That's not gonna happen, even if I am 10 times the Smith Bronca ever was. A surfacer paragon? Never.
Their flirting is great.
They probably shut this one from the other side when they heard the ruckus we were making.
Just casually, I built these doors.
You've been here often enough to renovate the cave.
You already know I've used this entrance in the past. I don't know if Eric's told you, but the Merchants Guild is cutthroat. Literally. I built the doors to keep rivals from following me down here and arranging accidents.
I guess it's a good thing you came along then.
I get that a lot. After you.
Now I gotta find a key.
Oh, this is almost fun. Kinda like old times.
I don't recall us ever shooting people together.
Remember crashing Bartram's guild dinner? We might as well have shot him.
This isn't nearly as dangerous as pissing off my brother.
Okay, not there. Oh. Oh. Guys having a fun time on top of that table over there? I assumed there would be... Oh. I thought that's the door we had to find a way to open. That worked nicely, in fact.
How long are
Quite
you gonna
nicely.
be in Orlais, do you think?
As long as this weird shit is going on, at least. Maybe longer. Why?
You'll have to stop by before Bogdan gets back. You should see my new workshop.
I'll see what I can do. You know your family will kill me if I stop by, right?
They're not gonna kill you.
You always say that, and they always send assassins.
These two need to get married.
There you are. You won't be able to use this entrance again.
Bianca.
That's exactly like your key. How did they get a copy?
Well, funny story. When I got the location, I went and had a look for myself. And I found the red lyrium, and I studied it.
You know what it does to people.
I was doing you a favor. You want to help your brother, don't you? I just wanted to figure it out.
How did you go from studying red lyrium to giving the location to Corypheus?
I found out that red lyrium... it has the blight, Varric. Do you know what that means?
What? The two deadly things combined to form something super awful?
Lyrium is alive, or something like it. Blight doesn't infect minerals, only animals. I couldn't get any further on my own, so I looked for a Grey Warden mage. Blight and magical expertise in one, right? And I found this guy, Larius. He seemed really interested in helping my research. So I gave him a key.
Larius? He was the Grey Warden we met in Corypheus's... Oh, shit. I knew something seemed off.
I didn't realize until you said you found red lyrium at Haven. I came here and, well, then I went to you.
That name means something to you, Varric?
Oh boy.
He was at the Grey Warden prison where we found Corypheus. And he definitely wasn't a mage before.
You had to know we'd figure out what happened, Bianca. Why did you insist on coming with us?
Varric told me what people were doing with the red lyrium. I had to help make this right.
You couldn't have known what would happen.
Mafarath's balls, she couldn't. I told her exactly how bad this shit was. I told her to keep away from it.
I know I screwed up, but we did fix it. It's as right as I can make it.
This isn't one of your machines. You can't just replace a part and make everything right.
No, but I can try, can't I? Or am I supposed to wallow in my mistakes forever, kicking myself, telling stories of what I should have done?
This feels personal.
As if I would tell stories about my own mistakes.
This feels like an interesting a point where I have to make a decision that's going to change my relationship to Varric, and so I'm going to hold on a moment real quick here. Oops. Yeah, we're gonna hold on real quick. A hot minute. Double check this. I mean, just get a room, you two is hilariously good, but, you know. Okay. That's funny. While get a room, you two would be great, it doesn't actually do anything. Well, actually, it is great, though, so we're doing it anyway.
Oh, for pity's sake, would you two just get a room?
Sorry, Inquisitor. We can
Sorry, Inquisitor.
get home before...
Varric.
Don't worry about it.
It sounds just like he got caught by his mother.
Get him killed, and I'll feed you your own eyeballs, Inquisitor.
Oh, please. You know how powerful I am at this point. You want to get to me, you have to go through fucking Nightingale. Nobody wants to fuck with Lady Nightingale at this point. Trust me, nobody wants to fuck with Liliana. She scares me. Where am I? How do I get out the quickest possible way? Oh, I see it. Never mind. It's a good point, though. You might not want to fuck him. You might wait, no, other way around. You might not want to fuck with him, but maybe you want to fuck them? Liliana is the embodiment of fuck around and find out in the best way possible. And I mean this with love. But do not fuck with that woman. In the dream future that has not come to pass, the bad timeline, she killed a man with her thighs by twisting his head off while she was chained to a ceiling, being tortured. Like, it doesn't get any scarier than that. She turns into a lethal killing machine when she wants to. And the fact that she's basically in soft retirement at this point is like any minute she could decide that she wants to get back into it. Any minute she could decide she wants to kill everyone in that room, and you know she has the ability, the training, and the resources to do so. Do not fuck with this woman. She will destroy you. I wonder how I got so offset here. Eventually this will finish. And that is why I want Liliana to be my wife. In this essay, I will. Alright, I don't think we have anything else to do in the Hinterlands. What even is there left to do in general? That's, yeah. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're ignoring that. Huh. Shards? Ah, Emerald Grave shards, and Hinterlands, and the Wastes. The coast. What else am I missing? Shit. Okay. Those are things I might just do on my own, though. I mean, at this point, there's not really a lot that I can do. Like, if I go do more shards, that's not gonna... I'm not gonna accidentally run across any interesting side quests, or even main quest stuff. Just doing more shards is just gonna be getting rid of them, basically. What else do we have after this? What's this left? Just Liliana? Already almost 11, and I said I had a hard 11 o'clock stop. Kind of wanted to get that done and start with main quest stuff. I mean, these little quests don't take much time, though. The thing. He looks sad.
To have answers, but shit. The second she showed up here, I knew. I let this mess happen. I gave her the Tig. I am not good at dealing with shit like this.
I don't think anyone is equipped any better than you are.
No, the point is, I don't deal with things. If Cassandra hadn't dragged me here, I'd be in Kirkwall right now pretending none of this was happening.
You know that's not true. You've worked as hard as any of us to stop Corypheus.
Is that true? I don't even know anymore. Thank you for your help back there.
After all this, do you think you'll see Bianca again?
I always do.
Alright, let's just double check the journal, see if there's anything. What pride it brought. Left-handed divine. Only thing left. Yeah. Alright, then in that case, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I know it just hit 11 o'clock, but let's just do it. Oh. Never mind then. I was just gonna look up, see who I should bring, and the answer is it doesn't fucking matter. No one shows up even if you bring them. So, it's just you and Liliana. That's all. Alright, it's the Liliana show. We're gonna end with this. This'll work. This'll be good.
It's just as I remember it.
You didn't tell me you'd been here before.
After the Blight ended, I came here to see Justinia. She was just Dorothea then, a revered mother.
It's peaceful here. You must have good memories of this place.
It was a place of comfort. It is good to see it still untouched by Corypheus.
Liliana, is that you?
Sister Natalie, what are you doing here? I thought you were in Val Royeaux.
No, I've been here since Justinia died. This place makes me feel like...
Ooh, that was a signal.
Like she's still with us.
Inquisitor, this is Natalie, a trusted friend.
Inquisitor? You brought the Inquisitor here? My lady, forgive me for not recognizing you earlier.
You'll pay penance for that.
More people would fail to recognize me.
Oh, I see.
Natalie, listen. There is something hidden here. Something Justinia left for me.
Oh, really? What is it?
I don't know, but we'll find it. I'm curious to see what brought us all here. Justinia's letter came with instructions for me. They were a little cryptic. Always remember that faith sprung from a barren branch, that light has no fear of darkness. Above all, that strength lives in an open heart.
She must be hinting at something in here. Let's look around.
They still sing verses from the benedictions every Friday. That canticle was Justinia's favorite.
Yes, of course. We'd never give up the traditions of our most beloved divine.
That is lovely to hear.
Why do I get the feeling that that's not actually...
It's terrifying, but beautiful in its way.
It is beautiful.
Have you seen it by sunrise?
When the sun rises through it, it splits into what looks like 1,000 suns, like a broken mirror.
Yes, spectacular, isn't it? You must be careful, Natalie. Justinia's enemies are making their move, vying for position and the Sunbirth's throne.
Oh, that one's heart for sure. It's got a big heart in it.
An open heart. Well, that one's quite literal. And morbid. But Justinia always said that compassion was my greatest strength. Easy. It takes courage to trust.
Ah.
What was that?
Ooh, secret door. Ooh, okay.
Keep you waiting.
Leliana, stop! What are you doing?
I'm protecting us. They never sing the benedictions here on Fridays, Natalie. Something so simple. And you got it so wrong. I wanted to believe, but you were lying from the start. Keep that pretty mouth shut if you must, dear. You've already told me everything I need to know. The prickleweed burrs on your hem, talking about the sun rising through the breach. It all points to a single place. Morel in the Dales, Grand Cleric Victoire's bastion. She sent you, didn't she?
Oof, alright.
Always an opportunist.
Who is this Grand Cleric? I've never heard of her.
An experienced cleric. She never agreed with Justinia, but kept
I know,
her
right?
herself. I suppose now, with Justinia dead, she thought she could make her move.
She's Sherlocked harder than Sherlock does. It's making me feel things.
I want to know what this Grand Cleric planned here.
She sent Natalie here to see what Justinia was hiding, no?
The Inquisition has turned Thidas away from the true Chantry. It must be stopped.
Ah, there it is.
You must be joking.
The Victoire is well loved by many. The Inquisition has more enemies than you know.
And Victoire thinks she can ally with them.
We don't have to be at odds, Natalie. You could come with us, join the Inquisition.
I was called to serve the Grand Cleric. I will not betray her. Kill me then. I am not afraid to die for my beliefs. At least I still know what I believe.
Release her, Leliana. She is no threat.
The Grand Cleric?
She is one woman. We are the Inquisition.
Remember, at the end of the game...
Run. Tell your mistress that she has a choice. The Inquisition is coming.
At the end of the day, we may play the game, but we are an institution unto ourselves. We set the rules.
This can't be it. There's nothing here.
It's not what you expected. That doesn't mean it's nothing.
There's a message carved in the lid. The left hand should lay down her burden. She's releasing me.
I hit in bottom, I know, right?
Mine has a long reach, but it is always her left hand that stretches out. 1,000 lies, 1,000 deaths. Her commands, but my conscience that bore the consequences.
She apologized in the Fade. She said she failed you. This is what she meant.
All this time, Justinia carried the fear that she was using me. Just like I'd been used in the past. But Marjolaine's games were trifles. Justinia gambled with the fate of nations. She needed me. No one else could have done what I did. She knows that.
Then you have to let it go. Let her go. You don't owe her anything anymore.
If it were not for you, I would have killed Natalie and called it a good thing. Thank you for showing me what was right when I couldn't see it for myself. There are things that must be said, but not here. I will see you back at Skyhold.
Well, wasn't that interesting? We do have to talk to Liliana before we're done. There is this one last thing, so let's do that and then we'll call it a night. This is one of the most important quests in the game. Fun fact. Oh god, again, I cannot wait to tell you about all the weird hidden mechanic stuff that's in this. That I'm like following along and being very careful not to reveal too much of. There's so many. This game has so many little hidden things that like keep tally of what you do and what you say, and it doesn't let you know any of them until it is too late. And I simultaneously love and hate that. Like, it can be a lot of fun, but it can also be really frustrating when you think you're doing the right thing, and then you get to that point and you're like, how did we end up here? So, it's very frustrating. She is on the top floor. So we're just going to try fast traveling. Hopefully it's actually fast. That's the big question. Oh, wow, it was. Liliana.
Grand Cleric Victoire has offered the ambassador support for the Inquisition.
Ah, Natalie is as persuasive as ever.
There we go.
I'm told that Ambassador Montilier is pleased with the restraint you showed in Valence.
She's positively beside herself. I will never hear the end of it.
Niceness before knives, Liliana. Haven't I always told you?
Will that be all, my lady?
For now.
How have you been feeling since Valence?
Good. Wonderful. Valence was something of a rebirth for me. If you hadn't been with me at Valence, I would have killed Natalie. I'd have told you that I didn't have a choice. But there is always a choice. I am more than this. I am more than what Justinia made me.
What does this mean for my Inquisition? Will you still be my spy master?
Of course. I would not give up my post. Not after everything we've built. I just know now that I shouldn't ignore my heart. Mercy is not always a weakness.
Do you resent Justinia for what she did?
How can I when there is so much between us? When she gave her life for peace? No, I believe her intentions were pure. Most intentions are.
You've exceeded her. She could never have imagined the power you now hold.
And now I will know how to use that power wisely. I have to stay true to who I really am, before a spy master left hand or barred. I almost lost myself.
That is actually the conclusion to one of those hidden things, as I mentioned, so we might be able to talk about it now.
Hero Ferelden to be at Adamant, but she was not with the other wardens. She studied the Blight after killing the Archdemon, and may know something that could help us. If you like, I can have agents look for her.
That sounds like a wise choice.
I'll make preparations in the war room. Now, was there anything else?
I'll leave you to your work.
Okay, I lied. We're actually going to do that one last thing too, because that's actually just one thing. So, okay, so yeah, little talk about the hidden mechanic that's in there. Over the course of the game, when you discuss things with Liliana, you have choices that you can make that will either... at the beginning of the game, she is, as the game refers to her, as quote-unquote hardened. She is essentially, you know, very strictly business only, no time for my personal feelings. If someone betrays me, they immediately die, no matter what their reasons are, stuff like that. And literally, from the moment that you meet her, you have to start working like in a particular way whether if you are going to do what I just did, which is soften her. You essentially, like she said, remind her that she essentially has been refined into this very finely honed tool, and that she is more than just that tool. Now that she wields power that she needs to essentially learn how to use responsibly and use in a way that actually helps people en masse. Issue of Tom Rainier has been settled, but as a exception of far-reaching consequences, had we not used the Grey Warden treaties, might not have found ourselves in such an awkward position. As it is, we receive daily messages from all quarters demanding we make reparations, must do something.
Did you see the message I sent?
Sorry, did we embarrass the Duchess at a soiree by stepping on her gown, or was the sky torn open have been set by ancient darkspawn magister? We needed the gold, we needed the men. You would have persuaded someone to part with them, with or without the treaties. We are not making reparations for doing what we had to do, what no one else could have done. Don't forget, we are now allied with the Wardens. If we had no authority to consult before, we do now. What does this actually... So yeah, essentially there were four key conversations you have with Liliana that, depending on your actions, will either soften or harden her. And you literally, in order to soften her, you have to pick the exact right things. You have no leeway. Like, there is no partial, there is no, like, best 2 out of 3. It is, you have to get everything right or it will not work. So it's kind of interesting. And that will affect another thing that I won't talk about yet.
I will inform you if that changes.
There's no change and no whatever. In that case, yeah, I'm not returning anything. We had to seize it in the moment for what we needed. I don't know why that's even a choice. It gives us some gold. Contact the Hero of Ferelden. Here we go. None of our agents have seen the Hero of Ferelden, the Queen, but our normal work has let us scattered references of her passing through an area. It will take some serious commitment and resources to attempt to contact her. Liliana, let's do it. The Hero of Ferelden made contact. She left a letter to deliver to the Inquisitor, as well as goods from her travels that might be of use. We have included them in this missive. We got a letter from Queen of Ferelden herself. The Queen! Make way! Make way! Oh man, I wish she would show up in another game. I wish I could make it happen. Da 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 ba 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 ba. Eventually, it will go all the way so that we can get the thing and finish this game. But we can't finish this moment till it loads. Thank you. Alright, Codex unlocked. Hero of Ferelden. Where is this? Let's read our dear friend. Letters and notes is where I'm assuming it will be. A letter from the Hero of Ferelden. Okay, do that in one hot second. Let me just this real quick. Okay. Okay. Let's read this letter from Queen Ada. To her worship, Inquisitor Trevelyan. I wish that I had helpful information regarding Corypheus, but due to my own limited training during the Blight, I know less of ancient Darkspawn lore than do most wardens. I am engaged in a search of my own. All Grey Wardens who do not fall in battle eventually fall to something known as the Calling, a magic that preys upon our own connection to the Blight and Darkspawn. Rather than such foul magic eventually leading to my death, I have determined to find a way to negate this calling and save all wardens from its effects. As I have little useful information to offer, please accept the accompanying gifts instead. If, in my quest, I find anything that may be of use to you in your fight against Corypheus, I will send it to you immediately. Part of me wishes that I could help your Inquisition more personally, because the dangers of Corypheus and the breach approaches the threat of even another Blight. Regardless, I have my own path to follow, and I must uncover a cure for the calling if I wish to see my king ever again. I beg you, keep his kingdom safe until I can return to his side. Yours, Queen Ada Kuzland of Ferelden. Just gonna... Actually, Queen Ada Theron. Queen Ada Kuzland Theron. She hyphenated, let's be honest. He wants to have the Theron name because you kind of need to in order to be on the throne, but, like, hyphenate it. Hyphenate it. Do a Prince Philip. So, I know, that's the thing. It would be so cool to have all of them together. It won't happen. I know why. Dragon Age Origins is such an old fucking game, and there's so many different possibilities and ways to customize a character, and they cannot, like, hold on to all of that. Not to mention, half of the shit that I created for Ada was modded. So, like, I don't know. I still wish they would. I still wish they would find a way to make it happen, because I want to see Queen Ada come back. But there are just so many different ways that Dragon Age Origins can end, which is what makes it such a good game. But, like, yeah, I understand. You can't do that. So, it's kind of like the problem that Mass Effect kind of ran into with Mass Effect 3. Where, with Mass Effect 3, the way it was going to end had to essentially distill all the choices from the first two games into an ending that could be, you know, actually developed. It would be something that's actually possible with the game developing, with the game development at the time, and actually be able to be something that can be shipped. And they ended up with, you know, do you want the red, green, or blue flash? And that pissed a lot of people off. Which, fair. I think that there's more to it. And their extended thing that we got to see made a lot more sense. I also am a hardcore proponent of the I know not true theory that Citadel is actually after the end of the original game, because I like my Shepherd too much. She didn't die. She's a boss ass badass bitch that does way too much to die. She can't die from this. No. I also am firmly of the dumb fan theory that the destroy ending doesn't actually destroy all AI in the galaxy. It only just destroys the AI on certain platforms. So while, yeah, a lot of Geth died, not all the Geth died, and while the part of Edie that was loaded onto her mobile platform, Edie is still alive in the Normandy. Personal things. So I know those two things are not true, but let me believe them, okay? But yeah, no, I know there's no way that the Queen of Ferelden's ever gonna come back in our series, unfortunately, and that's probably the best we're gonna get is like letters like that or whatever. But man, it would be so nice. It'd be so cool to have like the super duper dream team, and it's like Hawk, Hero Ferelden, Lady Inquisitor, they all show up, and whoever the protagonist from Dragon Age 4 like has to work with each of them or whatever, and they're like fighting half the time between each other because they're all these incredibly powerful ladies with their own like very strongly held egos and opinions. And then on the other hand, they're like teaming up and kicking down doors like nobody's business in Monrathis, just like destroying half of Tevinter, because I would enjoy that immensely. And I desperately want Maevaris to show up. Maevaris Talani needs to be in the next game, and I'm going to be so disappointed if she isn't. They do have precedent for bringing characters from the extended universe, the novels, and the comics into games. And in particular, I can point to Cole as one of those people. Cole was part of a novel, I believe, set in between the events of Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition. and his whole backstory is like explored in this novel, which doesn't actually center around him as a character. He is like a side character in that, in the same way that Maevaris is actually kind of a side character in the comic she's in. But she is a Tevinter Magister who like very strongly is against slavery and very strongly thinks that the Imperium needs to atone for the stuff that it's done and maybe not try to take over the world again, perhaps. And she's a boss-ass amazing mage, and she's trans. Like, please, 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 for the love of God, BioWare, make up for your mistake with Krem and give us the trans queen that we really, truly deserve, okay? That's all I ask. That's all I ask. And it's not hard to think that this is a possibility, so I desperately want them to make it happen. I have a feeling they might. There was enough fan push toward Maevaris, but the people who wrote Maevaris and the people who were writing Dragon Age back then are no longer with BioWare. And that's what worries me. BioWare hasn't really put out a game in a long time, though. That's the other thing. Like, I can't say what BioWare right now is like. You know, the last major game that BioWare put out was Mass Effect Andromeda. And Andromeda was done by like a side studio. I don't really want to. It wasn't done by the main studio. It wasn't done by BioWare Montreal. It was done by BioWare Vancouver, I think. And like they had only ever done like DLC before, and they were suddenly handed this whole ass game that they had to make, and they poor dears were just handed like a giant shit sandwich and told to like polish it until it was a proper game. But all they got out was a polished turd, because I mean a turd is still a turd. I do not fault them for the troubles that Andromeda had, and I think that they were handed just a shit sandwich from EA. So you can't really judge BioWare and BioWare's ethics and ethos on Andromeda, because it was so rushed and so many things were going wrong with it that like they probably didn't have a lot of time to consider some of the things that we would wish them to. Because they were trying to get the face textures right, and they didn't get that until after the game launched. Unfortunately. Like, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Fourth patch? Like, yeah. This is a good... Ooh. Oh, it's actually a video. Okay. Although it says changes, so... yeah, I'm not gonna show you like a whole video because I don't know what's in the videos, and I've never actually played Andromeda, so I don't know if it is anything as a spoiler. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm just gonna post like a quick picture of one of the NPCs, and you're gonna see like the before is upon release. Like this game came out, and they allowed this to ship and sell with one of their NPCs looking like that on the left. Like, the blush is too strong, that skin texture is atrocious, and why do her eyes look like she's horrified? Like, those are the things that, like, worry me about that. Afterward was much better. But even then, like, it shouldn't have been released in that state, and it shouldn't have been given to a studio that had very, very little to work with beforehand. Anyway, that's my spiel for that. I'm done. Let's go through the quick little spiel thing, the fun stuff that we always have to do. I want to start by thanking my subscribers. Thank you very much, and a special shout out to DigiShell, who's been subscribing for 2 fucking years. Holy shit, I've been around a long time. I feel old. But thank you for all that support. If you'd like to support me in that way, please hit the subscribe button. It certainly helps a ton. The more subscribers I have, the more Twitch sees me, and the more Twitch sees me, the more people show up, and the more people we show up, the more fun we can have. Honestly, I love having all of you here. I'm not gonna lie, you're all wonderful, but it's always also really fun when we have like new people, right? Like it's kind of fun. So if you'd like to subscribe, please feel free to hit that button. I do also want to thank my followers for a lot of the same reasons. And, you know, it doesn't financially support me in a lot of different ways, I won't lie, but it does help me get noticed, and that is still wonderful all the same. So if you don't yet, go ahead and hit the follow button. You'll be notified whenever I go live. If you'd like to be notified ahead of time, you can follow me at BOSTrophyWife on Instagram or on Twitter. I post usually about 4 p.m., somewhere between like noon and 4 every single day that I am going to stream. So usually that's Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you want the most up-to-date things, however, you can check my Discord. The link is right there, but I have also put it in the chat for you. You can go ahead and hit the join button on that, or just click the link on that. You'll be given an invitation to my Discord server. It's a nice little community. We have a really good time there. It's very supportive, very fun, and we just chat about dumb random things. Sometimes game related, sometimes stream related, and sometimes not any of those things at all. Just fun. So that'll be where we talk about what games we might play next, and where you, the viewers, get to have a bit of a say in what we play next as well. The decision, as RuPaul has said, the decision is ultimately mine, but we want to hear from you, the fans, or something like that. I mean, at the end of the day, the decision is still mine, what I decide to stream, but I do want to hear what you all want to actually see the stream do, especially now that I'm in this moment of crisis, if you will. I'm just so tired of RPGs, and I'm ready to play something that doesn't take 150 fucking hours to finish. So ready. Oh my god. Going back to subscribing, supporting the stream, if you are already a subscriber and you'd like to support me further financially, or if you cannot support me using subscription at the moment, but you would like to support me financially anyway, please feel free to use my tip jar through Ko-fi. The link is right there in the chat. If you just click through that, you can buy me a Ko-fi coffee, whatever the hell you pronounce it as. And it's certainly very appreciated. Any little amount does help. And finally, the new addition to our little roster down at the bottom here, we have all the way over there under the chat is my YouTube channel. You can find the link underneath the in the description of the Twitch panels, but you can also just find me, BOSTrophyWife, on YouTube. All of my past streams are going up on there. They are slowly getting through there. I am currently only in, I think I've only just finished up 2020, or I'm finishing up 2020. I'm not even done yet. So there's a little ways to go. We've got like, you know, a whole year and a half worth of streams that I have to put up. Eventually I will catch up to myself, and pretty much all of my streams will be up on there. Twitch does have an exclusivity policy. I cannot post any videos that are hosted on Twitch somewhere else. So essentially, while they are here on Twitch as VODs that you can watch for 2 weeks, they will not be up on YouTube. So you will, you know, if you're only going to watch on YouTube, there is going to be a bit of delay. But my goal is to essentially have very little time between when they're available in YouTube, when they're available on Twitch versus when they're available in YouTube. So you can catch up on any stream that you might have missed, even if it was a couple weeks ago. And that's it for tonight. That's it for our Inquisition this week. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to do this. I'm glad we got as far as we did. We are getting very close to the end. We only have like 2 more major missions, I think, to do. And that's the end of the main campaign. And then we have the 2 DLC, or the 3 DLC to do. Yeah, we're gonna have to get through a lot. We might even take a break before we finish Inquisition, because I'm getting very tired of Inquisition. I don't want to get that tired of it. So we might even take a break before we finish. But wait, there's more indeed. Oh my god, it's very much. But wait, there's more, because like you finish the main game, there's 2 fully fledged DLC, which are interesting and will be fun. Don't get me wrong. I remember both of them being particularly interesting. One dives further into Avar, that, you know, society of mountain dwelling people in Ferelden who throw goats at my fortress, you know, because that's a thing. That paint themselves blue and speak like they're from Liverpool. And then the other one deals with the Legion of the Dead and the dwarves in a particularly interesting twist and turn of events, and more world-bending, earth-shattering stuff for for there. If you kind of think about it, the way Dragon Age is going, there is essentially a game in Ferelden. That's Dragon Age Origins. There's a game in Free Marches up there, you know, and that's Dragon Age 2. So there's one in the southeast, one in the northeast, one in the southwest. That's the one in Orlais, and that's kind of this one. I mean, yeah, it has stuff in Ferelden, but it's, you know, they keep asking us like, why are you in Orlais? Because we're technically in Orlais with Skyhold. And then the next one, Dragon Age 4, is going to be in the northwest, and that's going to be Minrathous and Tevinter. So that might also encompass like Tevinter, the Imperium, and possibly even some stuff with the Qunari. I'm not sure what's up with that, Parvalan. But yeah, there's kind of one big civilization that's being left out of all this, and that's the dwarves. And they kind of get their own little moment in that DLC, so that'll be really fun to do. And then there's the big one, the one at the end, Trespasser, which actually is a story DLC that really is necessary to play. It is the bridge between Dragon Age Inquisition and Dragon Age 4, whatever it will end up being. It is essentially what has happened to the Inquisition after, you know, we inevitably win against Corypheus, because guess what? We win against Corypheus. Spoiler alert. I don't know if you realized, but like, this is a Bioware game. We're eventually going to win. So like you really thought playing Mass Effect that we weren't going to kill the Reapers at the end of this or deal with them somehow. You know, same thing. But anyway, so we definitely have a lot to look forward to, but that's a lot to look forward to. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I'm already a lot over time than I wanted to be, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. If you are traveling, stay safe. If you are not traveling, also stay safe, I guess. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you all on Tuesday next week for more Dragon Age Inquisition. Bye-bye, everybody. Mwah.